In the heart of Africa, a young family is heading for an epic adventure. They are moving with their 3 children to a remote Kenyan wilderness. Mum, Saba, is here to run a safari camp, while Dad, Frank, is helping to protect elephants.
Collar's almost on, now the scary bit.
But raising a family and running a business in the bush is going to be a massive challenge. There are monkeys in the kitchen.
Oh, you monkeys, I'm gonna kill you!
Floods threatening the camp.
It's looking like it's gonna be a mega storm.
Medical emergencies.
It's bad. It needs urgent action.
And wildlife in need of help.
My heart really is in on Earth.
It's going to be a huge gamble. Will the business survive Saba's first season in charge?
Oh my God.
This time, the tourist season has started and camp is full. But Saba is pulled away to try to help an injured crocodile.
Can you pull it out? Pull it out, Rana! Shomanangai.
And the camp team races to find a 4-year-old child missing in the bush.
Lions are all over the place. It's a very, very serious situation.
It's the second week of the season at Elephant Watch, and guests are on their way. Saba has only just taken over managing the camp, but she's never run a business before.
Just rushing around a bit like a chicken with my head cut off in the sort of last 5 minutes before everybody arrives. Just Ebu Peleki kwa Florence tafadhali, nimeona kuna iko number 3. And then I sort of have to wipe the sweat off my face and put in the smile. Say, hello everybody, welcome to Elephant Watch.
Today, Saba has 2 groups of guests arriving. The camp's 12 beds will be full for the first time. It's their biggest test yet. People come here from all over the world and have high expectations. The business relies on word of mouth, so Saba and the team must make sure every guest has the experience of a lifetime.
So welcome everybody, come into the nest tent, we'll bring all your bags in.
This is a new adventure for the whole family.
Good morning.
Husband Frank is taking over operations at Save the Elephants, the family's conservation charity. But this morning, he's on breakfast duty. Silky is 5, and twins Mayan and Luna are nearly 3.
We try and always have breakfast outside, and that means they can make more of a mess. Like this one's very good at. It's a real pro mess maker. This is life how it should be, I think. Saba grew up exactly like this. Definitely very different from how I grew up.
Moving here is a big gamble. The camp doubles as a home and a business. They can only stay in Samburu if Saba can make the camp pay its way. And the local Samburu community is depending on her too. 30 staff and their families rely on Elephant Watch for their livelihood. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of work to do to keep the business running smoothly. But this morning, there's a hitch.
Absolutely full of people, and they've all just arrived. But sod's law, we've got a plumbing problem.
The kitchen drain is blocked.
I think what's happened over the years is that the pipe got completely clogged up with old tea bags and bones, and I mean, I don't know what was going down that sink.
Hii ni kama mzoga tu.
And of course, it has to happen on the day that we're absolutely packed with guests.
Guests pay a lot of money to come here. Saba and the team must get it fixed before the smell drifts to the breakfast table.
Peter's come up with a rather ingenious solution. Just get a whole lot of big rocks, which will help the drainage, and then we'll cover it with plastic and wood and sand. So I think this is going to be a quick solution for now.
The camp's reputation depends on happy guests, so every aspect of their stay must be perfect. Wildlife guide Latus is preparing the picnic for today's game drive. It's his job to give these guests a memorable experience.
Oh, mnavoza tanga story ulisawi. Acha ujinga. Hope you guys had a good breakfast.
We had a delicious breakfast.
But this is what the guests really come to see. These elephants are unusually trusting of humans. Latus grew up here and knows them well. The Samburu people have lived in northern Kenya for centuries. This vast wilderness is their home. Samburu warriors still live and dress as they have for hundreds of years. They are nomadic herdsmen and rely on their livestock for their food and income. But survival in this harsh landscape depends on close-knit communities. Tourism now provides a secondary income for the Samburu people. And many warriors work at Saba's safari camp. Today, they've brought some alarming news. A 4-year-old Samburu girl is lost in the bush.
The child disappeared at 10 o'clock yesterday morning. It's a little girl. She's the same age as Silky, a bit younger. And she was heading back to her manyatta to go and get water, left another group of children, and she hasn't been seen since. It's on the other side of the river, unfortunately, so I can't get a car across. But I think they need to track her on foot, so the sooner we get everyone out there, the better. Okay, everybody, listen, good luck. Please, good luck. Shomanangai, Shomanangai.
Yeah.
The camp team know the area intimately. They started herding livestock here at an early age.
You know, if anyone's going to find her, it's these guys. Bernard's there and Porion's there. I know her entire village is out looking for her. Everybody in camp has gone, and they've probably called in some other villages as well. So they'll just be, you know, going back and forth until they find her tracks, and then they can home in. These guys, these nomads, are some of the best trackers in the business.
Camp guide Bernard knows how dangerous it can be in the bush.
Everybody is worried because, you know, there are a lot of animals, lions all over the place, elephants as well. And you can imagine a tiny little baby doesn't even know how to protect itself or hide. So it's a very, very serious situation.
Samburu children are taught how to survive outdoors from the moment they are born. But they never stay out after dark. This is when nocturnal predators hunt. Even elephants can be dangerous. They can only hope that the little girl has found a safe place to hide overnight. Out in the reserve, camp guide Latus is unaware of the situation. He's showing guests wildlife from the safety of their vehicle.
Just incredible. It is a lifetime, once in a lifetime experience. One I'd like to take a lot more of. I didn't expect that it would be this close. They'd be off across the river. Ah, they're beautiful.
They seem calm, but you can never take wild animals for granted. This young bull is letting them know not to come any closer.
That's how they kill. That's how they kill.
This adolescent male is just flexing his muscles. But if he encountered people this close on foot, it would be a different matter. The lost girl has now been missing for 24 hours. There's no sign of her, but one of the warriors spots a possible clue.
You look at every inch of the ground where you think the tracks are. Maybe, the baby was playing along and maybe picked up the rock or maybe knocked the rock off the ground. It's highly possible that it's the baby who knocked that rock off.
They're on the right trail, but the search party is stopped in its tracks. An adult bull elephant is blocking the way.
Very dangerous, very, very dangerous. But as long as you're behind a big tree, you're safe. And that is why these guys are right behind this big branch. That way the elephant cannot pick you out.
Fortunately, the trackers are downwind of the elephant. He hasn't noticed them, so they sneak by undetected. With dangerous animals in the area, the worst-case scenarios are running through Bernard's mind.
Some of these predators, they rely on what they can find, carcasses or human beings, and they can easily attack even adults, not just a baby.
To make matters worse, this landscape provides perfect cover for predators.
These are very good hideouts for a lot of animals. If a leopard kills a goat or a lion, they will tuck it inside these thick bushes, and there's no way you can see it. So for a baby, that's like nothing.
To cover more area and increase their chances of finding the 4-year-old girl, the search party splits in two.
I was so anxious about this little child, and if it was Silky and I was the parent, I'd be absolutely beside myself, because a 4 or 5-year-old out there on its own, just, it's exceedingly dangerous. It's very dry. She probably hasn't had anything to drink for a long time, and God knows where she is.
They're fearing the worst. Bernard's team gets a call from the other search party.
It's been fun! Woo! The baby slept out in the bush, and luckily she survived all the, whatever is out there, and they're taking the baby home. So that is incredible for a 4-year-old to sleep out in the bush, in the wild, and to be alive in the morning. That is the most amazing news I've had in a long time. According to Samburu tradition, the founder of the baby, he will get a cow from the baby's family, and they will slaughter a few goats today, sort of a sign of celebration. So it will be a very, very happy party time this evening in that specific village.
But the homecoming celebration won't begin until much later this evening. Bernard and the team return to give Saba the good news.
We are so happy. The bed was found by the other search party. I saw you.
Darling, I was just thinking of what it would be like if Silky or the twins were out there, and if as a mother. Just
so
marvelous
happy.
news. I'm so pleased. I was so worried. Good. That's really good news. Well, that's made my day.
With the lost child safe, the camp team can prepare for the guests' lunch. Maintenance man Peter is putting the finishing touches to the drain, much to the relief of the kitchen staff. The guests return from their morning safari, none the wiser. Normally, Saba would be there to greet them, but there's been another emergency. This time, it's an animal in trouble, and she's on her way to help.
I just got a radio call from at the research camp that there's a crocodile that's appeared in front of one of the lodges with it looks like a spear shaft going through its back and stomach.
There are 8 different lodges along the banks of the river in the reserve. It's a small community, and everyone relies on each other when there's a problem.
When I woke up this morning, the last thing in the world I thought I'd be doing would be assisting in the treatment of a crocodile, but anything can happen in Samburu. Anything at all. You just never know what's around the corner. Right, here we are, Samburu Lodge.
The crocodile was speared by a herder protecting his livestock 2 days ago. If they leave it any longer, the wound will become infected and the crocodile could die. The Kenya Wildlife Service has been called. Saba's colleague, David Dabalon, is also helping. He has a net to try to catch the injured crocodile.
Last few days, there's been either the vet is gone for some work or the crocodile has been hiding. But right now, we just have everything on the site. So this is our mission right now.
15 feet long and weighing over 900 pounds, the Nile crocodile has one of the most powerful bites on the planet. But as the mission begins, the wounded croc heads for the river.
Typical. We just arrived, the croc has just disappeared into the water or into the river. So it's so frustrating. I mean, like, how does he know that it has to get in now just as we came in? But anyway, we'll wait. We'll be patient.
You know, this crocodile's very frightened of people, so obviously because it's badly wounded. So the difficulty is how they juggle between keeping the other crocodiles away and luring it up here and then getting it caught in the net. Because they can't, if they tranquilize it, they can't let it go into the river because then it'll drown.
The injured crocodile is not playing ball. All Saba and the rescue team can do is wait. Keeping the camp running smoothly is one thing, but the reason guests come here is for the safaris. They are the lifeblood of Saba's business. It's up to wildlife guide Bernard to try to find animals for the guests.
you can never plan anything out here. You just go out and things happen, and sometimes things don't happen, and that is what makes it even interesting. But every day when I go out, I'm hoping to find lovely elephants, not just because I want to show the elephants to the guests, but also because I want to see them myself, and that makes it even more special. Simon, Lola, let's go.
Bernard grew up in the bush. His survival depended on being able to spot wildlife.
God! Right there.
Oh my god, oh my god. No.
Oh my goodness. So beautiful.
Leopards are mostly nocturnal. To see one in the middle of the day is rare. But people come to Samburu for one animal in particular.
Oh, elephant! Elephant! Oh my God, elephant! It's so human-like.
Wild elephants don't get any closer than this.
Not sure about it. That's why he puts a trunk back. He's not sure about it. You're okay, don't move. She's fine. She's not gonna do anything. You can talk to her slowly. You can talk to her.
Can I touch you?
Don't touch her. But that was so special. You know, for her to trust you like that, intimacy is amazing. How did you like that?
3 miles upriver, Saba and the rescue team have a plan to catch the injured crocodile.
Once they've got this net properly set up, they're going to hold it up from this side. They're going to lure the crocodile up with some meat. I don't quite know how they're going to prevent other crocodiles coming up from as well, but that remains to be seen. Anyway, as soon as it's within this area here, we'll let the net go, and then they're going to jump down on either side and sort of surround it with the net, and it'll be captured. Sounds a bit dodgy to me.
With the net in place, the trap is set. But the crocodile is still in the river.
I can see the crocodiles that are right down there. Some of them were in the middle of the river. Let's see what happens.
They only have one chance to get this right.
What we're going to do a practice run, and I'm going to be the crocodile. See how it goes. Okay, Teddy. Papi, mafupa yangu. Well, the net's in place, everything's ready. It's just a matter of getting the crocodile out of the water. That may not happen until this evening, it depends on how nervous it is around people in this new arrangement. There's a lot of people who've come out. I mean, this is a little bit more exciting than working in the kitchen at the back for most of the staff in the lodge.
Crocodiles can't resist fresh meat. and it soon lured up the bank.
You know, we've only got one chance at this, so it has to work. Let's just hope it's successful.
The plan's working, but there's a problem. They've got more crocodiles than they bargained for. Back in camp, the guests are settling in for the evening. Bernard's given them a safari experience they'll never forget. His work is done, but the day isn't over yet. Bernard and the other warriors from this morning's search party are going to meet the lost girl and share the family's celebrations.
The little girl was found, and everybody is very jovial. We're actually getting into the manyatta where her family lives. The elders are dancing and the warriors. So it's going to be a very emotional moment, especially for the parents.
Mimi ajalala ile watu wangu yote ajalala maisha mlele. Kama si orani hii na Mungu, mimi hakuna kitu. Hii mtoto hii ameenda na watoto yangu hii kubwa hii orani naondoka nafanana na nini na nuku.
The family is putting on a feast to celebrate the little girl's safe return. But first, the village elders perform an ancient cleansing ritual with herbs and water.
Everybody here must be tough. If you're not tough, you're not going to survive. And it starts from a tiny age. When they become a bit older, like 10 years, they're fully capable of taking care of themselves and their livestock, because they go out in the field. They've learned all the skills that are needed to be able to survive in this kind of environment.
The ceremony is over. The child has been welcomed home. Now the party can begin. Back with the wounded crocodile. Saba and the team can't celebrate yet. There's a toothy complication. The injured crocodile is on the bank, but it's surrounded by other crocs drawn in by the meat.
9 crocodiles that have been here this afternoon. We have to lure them somehow off to the left, and at the same time lure the wounded crocodile far over to the right, so that we can separate them and drop the net. Yeah, that's definitely him, that's the one. I can see the spear shaft. Oh man. He's looking very lethargic and not really all that interested in the meat, unlike the other crocodiles. So I would imagine that he's suffering a lot. You know, these poor old crocodiles, no one really has much love for a crocodile, but they're an incredibly important part of this ecosystem and keeping it all whole and diverse and healthy.
The rescue team is running out of time.
This is the last desperate attempt to get this finished tonight. Okay, we're very close. A few more like that. Further away.
Wait.
Yep. Yep.
The net's down, but the crocodile is only partially snared.
Can you get it under its feet?
No, now.
Under that foot? Wait, Sabini!
No.
Sabini! Yeah, I mean, it's not a good position right now. It's actually wiggling its way out and going backwards, and it's hanging right over the bank.
If the crocodile falls into the river wrapped in the net, it will drown. The men are being dragged towards the water.
You just don't understand how strong these creatures are. They started with 4 men trying to close the net around it and ended up with about 30, all of whom were being pulled down towards the river by the crocodile.
They need to act quickly to remove the spear.
So this is what was inside him. Look how he's bent that metal. And that was deep inside his gut. But there's no sign of infection to my unpracticed eye. And now he's had a big dose of antibiotics. So let's just hope this does the trick.
With the spearhead removed, the crocodile can be released. But there's a snag.
It's almost completely out of the net. It's just there's one rope that's kind of stuck around the tail.
With one final tug on the rope,
It's gone.
the crocodile is free. Today, Saba and the camp team have been put to the test. With help from their friends, they've saved a crocodile, rescued a child, and kept the family business on track.
Just another day in Samburu.
Next time, the rainy season arrives in Samburu.
Looking like it's going to be a mega storm.
The camp is under threat. Both people and animals are struggling.
Cherie, I've known her for such a long time. And she has something terribly, terribly wrong. The only thing we can do, and it's a very difficult decision, is maybe try to rescue the calf.
The Hairy Bikers are back on BBC Two in half an hour. Their new series cooks up the flavours of the Baltic. Next, though, the food is totally British. On the menu tonight, fish.